this battery holder out inside of the Challenger. Something draining my battery. Blah, 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 blah. You'll see that tomorrow. But I've been seeing a lot of people talking about making sure that they boycott Target. Target is the biggest one. Target and Walmart and all of these different places. How you doing? All of these different places and these retailers. And so basically they got this mental list of all of the places that black culture and black people are supposed to be boycotting. I even seen a couple white women join in. Now, you know that white women always hijack the movement, the ones that are super liberal. That's what the whole civil rights hijacking of the movement became in the first place. That's why it got extended over to everybody, right? Because you've seen people now being designated as minorities, and it went from black people being liberated, which is one of the reasons why birthright citizenship came into place in the first place, is because it was actually for people who were born into this country whose parents were slaves, right? And then birthright citizenship has then been hijacked to include basically anybody that come over into the country and decide that they want to have a child on American soil so that that child can then have citizenship, and then they could be protected and they could say, oh my God, don't remove all families. And then that's the same thing that happened with the civil rights movement. It got hijacked by people that then included women in it so that they can have rights. And it's the same thing with feminism. Feminism hijacked the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement was also hijacked by the alphabet community movement. And so now you see all of these minorities, and then they made them one big group as a part of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to make sure that you have a certain percentage of people, and they trying to justify it by saying, well, it's not just making sure that you hire jobs, it's to make sure that we got product placement on the shelves all around us and all of this stuff. And so instead of us now getting to the point to where our ancestors wanted us to be on the same playing field, and what that really meant is that you had equal opportunity. It doesn't mean that you're automatically required to be successful. And so a lot of these brands that are on these shelves of these places that are part of diversity, equity, and inclusion, they're not doing well. And part of it is just because it's a trash product or it's not resonating with the people, and that's just what happens in retail. They remove brands from shelves and they replace them with other brands, but for whatever reason, they're now being required to make sure that we have to keep people of color. And so we play an identity politics game in this whole situation. Don't mind me. This is what men do. For those of you that wasn't raised with a father, this is what men do. They come in to pick up one item or two items, and then they browse the whole store, and then they think of all of the different things that they need to work on and what they can change, and they spend their lifetime inside of Home Depot and Lowe's. But back to the point, is that now everybody is going to boycott, and nobody cares. Guess what's going to happen? People are still going to take trips. The other places that y'all decide that y'all want to patronize, they still owned by the same people that y'all think own the other places. Why? Because most of them are publicly traded companies. And that means that I'm invested in them, and you're invested in them, and your 401k is invested in them, and your IRA is invested in them, because they're all a part of these funds. So then you say, well, I don't want to support all of these American companies because they're now removing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Who cares? Nobody cares. Life goes on. You can develop all of the different companies, and then you're going to go and order all your products from Temu and give it over there to China. Or order them from Amazon, who's now created a Temu competitor, according to what my wife has told me. Then it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, people that are perpetual victims, meaning that no matter what happens, and they say, listen, everything should be merit-based. If you're good enough, then you should work at it and you'll win. And I've even told people, like, I said, listen, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the person that opens up a business and say, oh my God, I'm a black-owned business. Because then that means that you alienate 86% of the population, and you want to be a business that sells a great product, not one that is selling a product based off of your identity. Because if people are only buying it because you're black, then that means that we don't know whether or not it's a really great product or a trash product. Or if people are only buying it because it's cheap, how do we know where it's come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, That's the whole reason behind. So many history lessons here. So many things to address in so little time. But the fact of the matter is, I think, roll with me on this one, I believe that most of these people truly hate themselves. I think that they hate America. I do. They take from the system. They don't pour back into it. They complain about the very things that they benefit from. Everybody thinks that they deserve a handout. Everybody is against them when you're not winning. And even when you're winning, people are still more against you. And it's all of this negative rhetoric and complaining and talking about whether or not you're going to leave the country. And you keep threatening and threatening and threatening. And you know what I found from people that actually do shit? Is that they don't have to talk about it. They don't make an announcement. Like, even when it comes to content creation, people that leave, they don't announce that they're leaving. They don't like, hey guys, I'm leaving the chat because I don't like what he said. They just leave. You just don't hear from them again. And they disappear. And then you get more people. I don't see people losing followers. I don't see people's subscribers going down. If people that rock with you, they just gonna rock with you. If people don't want to rock with you, then they don't have to make an announcement. They don't have to get a posse together to say, oh my God, we're no longer supporting. Are they promoting growing trees? We're no longer supporting this group of people because they don't support diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you had to get your job or you had to get your leg up just based off of diversity, equity, and inclusion, then that means that you wasn't good enough to do it in the first place. That's the only reason that you got your placement. I don't need nobody else to do what I do. And more importantly, I love this country. I love this country. It ain't perfect. I don't know what is. My family isn't perfect, but it doesn't mean that I don't love them. I love them. And we used to be a country where nobody could say anything about your people except for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I could say something about my brother, but you can't. Not if you're not from here. We advocate more for people that's not even from here than for people that pour into the system. That's crazy. I seen an Asian woman, an Asian adopted woman, talking about, she was adopted by her white parents, talking about how she don't like her parents and all of this other type of stuff. You ungrateful hussy. Get your life together. We don't have no strong households because we ain't had no fathers. And we ain't had, I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't enough discipline in those households. And that's why you see so many people running in the Victim Olympics, thinking that somebody owes them something. Everybody keeps talking about what they deserve. You standing on the shoulders of giants, of people that actually died for your right to do the things that you're doing, and you don't even know your history. You don't even know why they did it. You don't even know where these laws came from in the first place. You standing on the shoulders of giants running in the Victim Olympics, and you ain't never did shit in this country, for this country, or by this country. Just not going for it, bro. I think these people hate this country. I think the enemy of this country a lot of times is living within. They were bred to be agents of chaos. And some people are never going to be happy. That's why we love Trump. It's because we're removing all of the barriers. We ain't got to like every single thing that he does, but we absolutely going to stand on business when it comes to doing the thing that we supposed to do when we supposed to do it. And it ain't no more handouts. You have to stand on your own too. First they complain that they segregated, then they complain that they don't get the opportunity. Which one is it, big dog? You gonna whine, or you gonna complain, or you gonna run it up? I love this country. Greatest country on the face of this earth. Nowhere where I would rather be than the good old US of A. And I've traveled to a lot of places, inside, outside of the country. No place that I'd rather be than inside of this good old US of A. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, T. Chenley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. I got to pay for my stuff. And the good old US of A. From American retailers that no longer support diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm with it. I'm with it.
All right. Hold on a second. This is Anton Daniels. Y'all know who this YouTuber is. I like a lot of his commentary. my mic. Excuse me, I got sinus problems, y'all. I like a lot of his. My damn blunt broke. I like a lot of his commentary, but you could tell he doesn't relate to the average black person. I like what he says about the immigrants. I like what he talks about single moms, but I think I really don't like what he has to say about race. You know, he's one of them black people. To me, Anton Daniels reminds me a lot of my brother. My brother was fortunate enough to get a job as a computer engineer, and you know he makes. My brother used to. Well, he's retired now, but he used to make really good money. But him and like Anton Daniels, their whole thing is, you know, racism don't exist. The reason why black people in the position they in because they lazy, they don't work hard enough, they need to just get them another job. You know, I make good money, why can't they make good money? You know, and it's funny, black people that I know, that the very few black people that I know that make really good money working for white folks, they always have that same mentality. Like, I got a good job making much a year. Why can't y'all do? Y'all just lazy. No, you was the lucky Negro who got chosen. It's almost like the house nigga. I hate to say it, but it's like the house nigga mentality. And I'm not calling Anton Daniels and my brother a house nigga. I'm just saying, you know, when the field slaves running the fields, they had it hard. They was getting paid the less. They was working in bad conditions. They had to sleep in the barn. So they was like, this shit is garbage. This slavery shit is garbage. But the few slaves that got to work in the house, they had it good. They all they had to do was just clean up the bathroom, clean up here and there, fold up the clothes, take care of the kids. They didn't have to be in the heat. They ate good, you know. They ate better than the field slaves. They got to sleep in they didn't have to sleep in the slave quarters in the barns on top of hay. They had a bed. It probably was like in the basement, but they had probably like an old raggedy bed. But it was a bed. So they inside the house, they eating good. You know what I'm saying? They ain't tripping off no damn slavery. They like slavery. Ain't nothing wrong with slavery. I'm eating good. I got a nice bed in the basement. My master give me his old mattress. You know, I'm out of the heat. I get to wear this butler suit. I ain't got to wear no tattered. You know, because you know the slave niggas had to be a little bit dressed better because they inside the house. You don't know whether the slave master is gonna have company come by or he got business dealings. He don't want his slaves inside the house looking raggedy. Now out in the field they can look raggedy because they outside anyway, so they can look raggedy. But inside the house where everything is clean, our butlers need to look, and our butlers and our maids need to look clean too. You know, so that's all it is. I think I just hate when a lot of black folks that make good money with white people, they can't relate to black people's struggle that didn't get in. You know what I'm saying? You was the lucky Negro that got in. You the lucky one. You the one that liked. That's why you in the position at this corporate job making, you know, $200,000 a year. You know, and I kind of get that from Anton. He talks about how he was in the corporate world and how he was making all this egregious amount of money. You was the one that they like. You was the one that they didn't feel threatened by. You was married. They probably thought that, you know, you seemed like he was a short guy. You was married. You was short. You know, our women don't feel threatened by you, so you can work here with us. You know what I'm saying? The one or two black people that we feel comfortable with to work here. A lot of times that would it be, because I'm out here in LA. I've seen that. I've been trying to get into the corp, you know, working at these studios, and I'm a big guy. You know, tall. I'm 6 feet tall, so a lot of times they don't want this big black man around. They want their white women to be comfortable. You know, so you have that with a lot of brothers like Anton and brothers that make good money. They don't feel the pain of the black people who didn't get chose. The field niggas, the ones that got to work out in the field and like, no, this shit is fucked up. America's fucked up. And, you know, but no, he inside the house saying it seems fine to me here. I'm eating good. Y'all, it's just all of y'all head, motherfucker. No, it ain't. You inside the house. You was the one that got chose by master. We didn't. So This shit is fucked up for us. So I don't know. That's what I get. But I do like his content. It's Anton Daniels. I can check out his channel. He has really good content. But I do think that when black people get, the very few black people that get those jobs making that good money working with white people, they have a disconnect to the ones to the rest of us out here in the fields that are struggling. That's all I'm going to say. It's almost like when Lil Wayne said he don't see racism. Yeah, because you've been Lil Wayne since you were 12 years old. So you've always been famous. So you're different than us. When white people see you, they see you like, oh my God, they greet you with a smile and a hug. Oh, can I take a picture? But they'll do that, and if a nobody black person bump into them, okay, fucking nigger. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's why you don't see racism, because they don't treat you, because you've been Lil Wayne. You kind of got this famous white man's coat on you to make you look like you're not black. When white people see you, they're like, oh my God, and they love you. But to the average black person, they'll call us an N-word, won't give us a job, won't cross the street when they see us. You see what I'm saying? So that's all it is. So I'm just saying, because it's a lot of stuff that he talked about on one of his videos about how black people complain too much about racism. It's all in our head, and this is the greatest country in America, which I do agree with. In 10 times, this is a place where you can come up, but let's not forget that a lot of times black people, especially black men, we got to come up on our own. We not a lot of us get lucky enough like Anton to get a job working in corporate America with white people. A lot of us have tried, but we were too tall, or we were too threatening. We had a beard. We were too this. We were too that. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get out here and get it on our own. When you try to get on your own and you're a black man, heterosexual black man in America, it's a little bit more difficult. And you will have a little bit, seeing what you've seen and experiencing what you're experiencing, you're going to have a little bit of animosity towards the company, towards, I was going to say the corporation, which America is a big-ass corporation. You're going to have a little animosity towards America. But if you're the one who got chosen working with the white folks, you can be like, what the fuck wrong with these niggas? It's all in their head. Y'all just ain't working hard enough. Y'all lazy. You see what I'm saying? Anyway. What do y'all think, man? Let's talk about it in the comments. Leave your comments and subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button.